Hello, my crafty friends. I sure hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts with Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. Welcome to my channel and welcome back to day 5 and the final video of Merry Craftmas in July 2023. Today I have a really fun design team project for ASC Craft Supplies. Guys, I've saved the best for last and I've created this beautiful interactive mini album and I can't wait to show it to you. Before I get started, I did want to make an announcement about the giveaway. As you know, I was supposed to announce the winner on Sunday, July 30th. However, I was recently notified by a few of my subscribers letting me know that not everyone could see all of the videos in this series. Now, when I went back and I reviewed the video performance, I noticed that many of you commented on days 3 and day 4. However, not many of you watched day 1 and in particular day 2. In my video in day 2, I did a tutorial on how to create a faux stepper card featuring these adorable penguin stamps from Crafter's Companion. I'm sorry that you had difficulty seeing any of the videos. I did create a playlist that featured each of the videos in this series. So that I can be fair and give everyone an opportunity to enter this contest, I'm going to announce the winner on Wednesday, August 2nd. So you will have until Wednesday, August 2nd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch all of the videos in this series, including this video. There are 5 videos to watch, and you must leave a comment for each individual video. You must also be a subscriber to my channel. To access the playlist, all you have to do is look at the bottom of the screen. You will see a description of this video and a little button that says More. Click the More button and then you will see the playlist. Now that I've given you an update, let's get into this video. This is my completed mini album and I love the way this turned out. I had so much fun making it. It was super fast and very easy to make. I use the Folio 2 by PhotoPlay. This is a pre-made interactive mini album. It includes all of the pieces, so all you have to do is glue them together. The paper collection that I used is by Chauncey called Christmas Vibes. This album measures 5.5 by 7.5 inches. It has a 1.5 inch spine and it is filled with fun interactive elements. Now in this video, I'm going to give you a detailed overview of the completed mini album and I will also show you how to assemble the base. I'm not going to be decorating it. I'm going to adjust the camera so that I can give you a closer look. This is the front of my mini album and I had lots of fun fussy cutting images on the cover. On the left, we've got these fun red glitter pearls. In the back, I've cut out these beautiful poinsettias, as well as a sentiment that says Merry Christmas. In the corner here, we've got this adorable little robin redbreast. I've cut out this beautiful lantern, and it's flanked by these pine cones and holly. I've added in this double-looped red and black gingham bow, and it's got cute little snowflakes on it. This is the side. We've got a larger spine on this side, and we have a slightly thinner spine on this side. This is the back. So one thing you may have noticed is the closure. I wanted to do something a little different and bring in this rustic jute. So I've created these little discs. So all you have to do is unwrap the string to open the mini album. Now I created these discs using several layers of thick cardstock and then I just added a piece of decorative paper on top. I added this red glittered pearl on top. Now what gives it dimension is hot glue. So what I did was I added a dollop to the back of this, let it sit for a few seconds before attaching it to my cover, and so it gives me the dimension that I need so that I can easily wrap around the cord. So I did that on the back as well. This is the inside cover. Now, I haven't put anything on it. I just wanted the paper to show because I thought it was so pretty, and I thought it was a great introduction into the album. On the next page, we have this really fun print. You've got the red trucks and the Christmas trees, a little Christmas tree barn, and I have this fussy cut piece down here that says Farm Fresh Christmas Trees. So you can put a large photo here, and the photo will just sit back behind this tab. On the inside, this is the first page. Again, these images are so beautiful, I really don't want to cover them up. The paper speaks for itself. We have a little booklet here with a magnetic closure. You've got 2 spots for photos. On the side here, we've got a pocket. I've included tags. Now these are the large graphic 45 black tags, and I've just covered them with the paper. And then on the back you can either include a photo or journaling. So these just fit back here. On the next page, I've included these adorable little corner pieces. Now, you've seen me use this before in other projects. These are created using the Anna Griffin cut and emboss corner folders. So I have this beautiful image here, but if you wanted to include a photo, you could just slide it in underneath right here, a small photo. And on the bottom, we have this beautiful image with the birds. Now, you can leave this as is, or you can use this light space here to include journaling if you like. Inside, we have a little folder with 2 spaces for photos, and they are magnetized. On the next page, we have a pocket with this beautiful paper. We also have another corner piece here. I've included these beautiful cutouts from the paper collection. You can include photos or journaling on the back. And here we have another cutout from the paper collection that says memories. I've only included 2 tags in this pocket, but you can include much more. On this page, we have a pocket. Look at that beautiful robin in the background. Again, these are covered with white paper on the back. In the bottom here, we have another little corner piece, and I've cut this out. It says winter is coming. This is also covered with white on the back, so you can do journaling, and then stick it right here. In the center, we have this waterfall, and it says Farm Fresh Christmas Trees. Now, I've only covered the front of each of the photo mats, and on the back, I have included white paper for the photos and a little corner piece so that you can slide your photos in. You don't even have to glue them in. So this is a beautiful paper that I used. When you look at this spread, you can see that these 2 pockets are exactly the same. Inside the pocket, I have a large journaling card. And this tag, you can also stick this tag down here if you like. On the back, we have this large pocket, and I've included inside this large graphic 45 tag. Now, I did have to cut this tag down slightly so that it would fit inside the pocket. I've included this little tag here for journaling. And then we have this little area here with the red envelope, and when you flip it up, you've got 2 more spaces for photos, and this is also magnetized. And last but not least, we have this accordion fold pocket, and all I have inside right now is a journaling card, but there is ample room for photos or other Christmas mementos inside, and this is also magnetized. And so to close it, you close this piece down first. You close these 2 pages. And voila, we have our mini album. And all you have to do is wrap this around. And you have your mini album. Now that I've given you an overview of this mini album, I'm going to grab my materials so that we can assemble the mini album together. For this project, you will need the following supplies: your PhotoPlay Folio 2, decorative cardstock, and for this project, I'm going to be using the Ciao Bella Christmas Vibes. This is available at ASC Craft Supplies. You can reach them on the web or their Etsy store. Also use my coupon code Robyn10 for a 10% discount. You'll need color cardstock if you'd like to do double matting. You'll also need additional cardstock to create the tags and inserts, and I'm using black. To begin, we will assemble our folio. Inside your package, you will have this cover, and you can see here that we are going to be making an interactive album. Inside the cover, you will see detailed instructions on how to assemble this. And there's an additional insert here. You will have 3 sheets that measure 5 by 7.5, and they each have a tab. To save time, I have added score tape to the side tabs. I've also lettered these A through C. Next, you will have 3 pockets, and the first pocket looks like this. Now I have labeled this A2, and this will go with page A1 that I showed you previously. This is B2, a half pocket that will go with the B page. And C2, which is a full-size pocket, which will go with page C1. Next, you'll have 5 pieces that look like this. Now, these are the waterfalls, and there are 5 pieces. And again, to save time, I've attached the score tape on each of the pieces. Next, you will have an envelope pocket that looks like this. Next, you will have 1 large square, and I have cut it directly in half from tip to tip. So you'll have 2 pieces, and these will be side pockets that go inside the folio. Next, you should have 1 large rectangle that looks like this, and I've cut this in half so that each piece measures 1.5 inches. Before we begin gluing any of the pieces together, you want to first go ahead and fold and burnish along the score lines. This will make it easier to assemble the project. Now we are going to start assembling our pages. So you want to grab your card base, make sure it's folded and burnished. You can set that aside. And you want to grab 1 page, and here I've labeled it A1, and this is simply the piece that measures 5 by 7.5 inches, and I have the tab on the right side. I've added the score tape on the right side. Then you'll need a piece that looks like this. This is A2, and in your package, it will look like a square. What I've done is I've already mitered it. So we have to make sure that each of our pockets are mitered in our package. And so what I've done is, let me just turn this over. If you look closely, you can see where the score lines intersect here and here. To miter, what you simply do is cut on a diagonal and cut directly through where the score marks intersect. And then that will give you a nice piece like this. This simply makes the pocket attach more easily. Now go ahead and add your score tape to these tabs. Now we're going to attach our tabs. So you want to take page A and we're going to turn it over to this side. So your tab should be on this left side here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold in the tabs. And we're going to attach this right up to the score line just before, but not over, because you don't want anything to impede your ability to turn the page. And you want to make sure that these ends line up to the side of the paper. In addition to score tape, I'm going to be using liquid glue because that gives me a little bit more wiggle time to get things in place. If you don't have score tape, that's no problem. You could use liquid glue as well. So to begin, I'm going to take off the score tape. I'm going to add some glue here. So the score tape gives you an instant hold. However, over time, the glue will start to separate. So I always suggest you add a liquid glue as a backup. So I'm going to glue this right up to the score line. I'm going to burnish. And then I'm going to pull off these tabs and add glue. So I've taken the score tape off both sides and I've added glue. And so I'm just going to fold in these tabs and glue the one side down. And I'm going to turn it around and glue the other side down, right to the edge. So you want to make sure that you burnish all the sides really well. And then you have your pocket here. Now that our first pocket page is assembled, before we insert it into our book, you want to make sure that this glue tab here is mitered. So I've cut along these edges here, and again, I'm simply cutting directly through where the two score marks meet. So you want to make sure that every page is mitered, just like we do for the pocket. So now we're going to open up our mini album base, and we're going to insert this tab in this first spine area along this first score line. So we're going to line this page up right next to it, not over it. You want to make sure that there's a little tiny space so that the page can move freely. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this page is evenly centered from the top to the bottom. Remove my score tape. I'm going to add a little adhesive and take your bone folder and burnish. And we have our first page. Next, you want to grab your page B1, and this measures 5 by 7.5. You're going to have your tab on the left-hand side, and you want to apply the score tape or the glue on this side. And you're going to grab this piece, which is B2. In your package, it will come as a rectangle. However, I've gone ahead and mitered the edges. So go ahead and do that and add score tape to each of the tabs. Once you do that, we're going to fold in the tabs, and this is going to be attached to the front of page B1, right down to the bottom. And you want to make sure the pocket goes directly up to the score line, not over the score line, and that the bottom of the pocket is aligned. So go ahead and glue that down now. Now that we have our pocket glued down and fully burnished, we want to open up our book. And this is also going to be glued down on the first spine. However, what we're going to do is take our page and turn it over, and this tab is going to be aligned to this second score mark. Just like so. You want to make sure that it is just before the second score line, not over, and you want to make sure that it is aligned with page 1. So go ahead and glue that down now. Now we have our B page detached. We're going to flip it over to the other side, and you want to grab your large square, and you're going to have to cut that in half. Okay, so you want to cut it directly in the middle, right where the score lines cross, and you shall have 2 triangle pockets that look like this. You want to make sure you fold and burnish along each of the score lines, and then you want to turn your pocket over, and you see where this little square is, where the score marks intersect. We're going to cut that off. So we're going to cut that on a diagonal right through the score marks. And then when we fold the tabs in, you want to turn it to the other side. You'll notice that you have these little wings here. Okay, what you want to do is take your scissors and follow the natural line of the pocket and simply snip that off, just like so. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to follow the line of the pocket and snip that off, and then you'll have a nice pocket. You want to make sure you do that to the other side. Again, we're going to take this, we're going to cut this little square off by simply cutting through where the score lines intersect. When we fold these pieces in, we want to cut off these little wings. So just use the line of the pocket and snip and snip. So you want to hold one pocket to the side, and you want to take one pocket, and we're going to glue it to the opposite side of page B. Now, I do want to let you know that sometimes you may find these pages are slightly off, but when you fold the tabs in, you want to glue it directly to the lower corner, making sure that the edges align to the side. Now you may or may not have some overlap at the point here. Okay, you see where this point is? It's slightly over the score mark. Okay, so what we can do is simply take our scissors and just snip that piece off. And then when you align the pocket again, you'll notice that it comes just before the score line, which is exactly the way you want it. So go ahead and glue that pocket down now. Now we have our pocket glued on. We want to work on the center of our mini album. You want to grab the pieces that look like this. There should be 5 pages. Okay, you want to fold and burnish along the score line and add your score tape and glue to each of the tabs. Okay, once you do that, we are going to add the tabs in the center to create a waterfall. Now, you could add decorative paper in the back before you add the waterfalls. I'm not going to do that because there's very little space on either side of the waterfall once you glue it in, and it's just enough to have that little black border, and that's what I want to see on my pages. So I'm not going to do that. However, feel free to do that if you'd want. So I'm going to take this first page, I'm going to turn this around, and I'm not going to glue it to the very top. However, I'm going to create maybe about a 1/4 of an inch border, okay, just like so. And then I'm going to glue it down to the center of the page. So let me do one with you. Now, I do want to point out, I'm not going to miter these because these are not going to be glued into any pockets. They're just going to be straight hinges. So I'm just going to take this off. I'm going to glue this down about 1/4 inch from the top. And you want to make sure that it's evenly centered on either side of the page, so you have the same amount of space on this side as you do this side. Now we have our first waterfall glued down. We're going to attach the second waterfall, and you're going to do the same thing. However, this time you're going to align this tab up to the bottom of the last waterfall, okay? And it should be straight and aligned, and you're going to glue it down just like so. So let's do this second one together. Take off our tape. We're just going to align this right to the bottom of that first tab. You want to make sure to burnish really well on both sides. Now we're going to repeat the same steps for the remaining 3 panels. So go ahead and glue that on now. Now that we have our waterfall pages attached, we need to add the hinge to the bottom. So you want to grab the sheet of paper that looks like one long rectangle, and remember we have to cut it in half, so each piece should measure 1.5 inches. So we're going to take this hinge. I've already put my score tape on. You want to make sure that the edge of this hinge is aligned to the edge of the waterfall page. We're eventually going to put a magnet here, but don't worry about that just yet. So you want to glue it down so that it is in the center of your waterfall pages. Next, we're going to work on our final page, which is C1, and I have added the glue tab on the back. You also need this piece, which is a large pocket, C2, that has 3 score marks on either side. What you want to do for C2 is turn this over, and I realize I did not miter the corner, so I'm just going to cut through just like so, just through the score marks. And we're going to glue this pocket to the back of C1. So your page looks like this. I've got the tab folded up because it's actually going to be glued down like this. So you want to turn your page so the tab is on the opposite side, and then you're going to attach this large pocket to the bottom of the page, just like so. So this is the same as all of the other pockets that we've created. It's just a larger pocket. So go ahead and add this pocket now. Now we have our large pocket glued onto page C1. We're going to turn the page over, and remember our glue tab is on the back. We're going to align this tab directly to the first score line on the second spine. So just like you did on the left side, we're going to line this up, make sure it is centered, and we're going to glue this hinge down. So go ahead and glue that down now. Make sure your pocket is on the outside. Now that we have page C attached, you want to grab your triangle pocket, and we're going to attach this to the corner of page C so it will mirror page B. So go ahead and glue this page down now. Next, we're going to grab the piece that looks like this. This is our envelope. You want to make sure that you fold along the score lines. Now this envelope has 2 gussets, so you want to make sure that you score along the first and the second here, as well as the first score line and the second score line here. You also have these tabs on the pocket, so you want to make sure that you fold in, you fold out, and you fold in. So it's a mountain, valley, mountain. And then you want to put score tape on this tab, and you want to do the same thing here. Then you want to remove your score tape, and we're going to fold this up just like so. Okay, so I will do that with you. I'm going to remove the score tape, and I'm going to hold this accordion fold in and line it up with the side, and then I'm going to do it on the other side. Once I'm satisfied with the position, then I will go ahead and burnish the glue tabs. Once you have your envelope assembled, we're going to add glue to the back, and we're going to attach it to the back panel. So this should be aligned to the very edge of the page all the way down to the bottom, and it should come just before the score line. So go ahead and glue that down now. Now we have all of our pages attached. We have one more piece, which is this tab. So you're going to center this on the front cover and just make sure that the score line comes all the way down to the end, and then we're going to bring over this pocket, and it will hold the pocket in place, and we'll put a magnet on here and here. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down now. We've completed the base of our mini album. Now all we need to do is add our magnets, but let's do a quick walkthrough first. So when we open up the cover, we have this little tab. This holds down the first page. We have a pocket here. On the next page, we have a small pocket on the bottom. On the next page, we have this diagonal pocket. In the center, we have this waterfall and a magnetic closure. On the right, we have another diagonal pocket. We have a large pocket here, and then we have our envelope. So I've gone ahead and added magnets. I'm using these basic gray magnets. These are the large magnetic discs. So I have the negative magnet already glued down and the positive here. I'm going to take off the backing to this magnet, and before I glue it down, I want to make sure that I've got my envelope aligned so that there's a nice square gusset here. Okay, line that up, and we've got our magnetic closure. We're going to do the same thing for our waterfall. So I'm just going to take off this magnet here. I'm going to glue that down in the center. We've got our second magnet, and then our last magnet will be glued on this page. Our mini album is now complete. I'm going to add the matte and decorative layers, finish decorating this, and then I will be back with the final reveal. This is a final view of my completed mini album. Hopefully I've inspired you with new and creative ideas, and I've also shown you how easy it is to assemble this using the PhotoPlay Folio 2 mini album. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you haven't already, please be sure to watch all of the 5 videos in this series, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. If you've missed any of the videos, I've included a playlist in the description box of this video that has all of the videos. I will also be doing the final winner announcement on Wednesday, August 2nd at 5 p.m. Thank you so much for joining and crafting along with me in the Merry Craftmas in July 2023 series. Please stay tuned for more fun and exciting projects. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now and happy crafting.